Hi, my name is Molly Brothers, and I'm here to talk about something that is near and dear to all of our hearts, polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS. So a few years ago, I kept having these really weird signs and symptoms, and nothing would line up. My doctor didn't know what to do. He sent me to specialists who didn't know what to do. Then we figured out I have PCOS. And I know it's not a fun thing to have, but there are some ways that help. One way that really helps PCOS is our diet. And there's actually a study done in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition where they took two groups of women. One of them had a high protein diet, so it was high protein, low carb, moderate fat. And then there was another group of women who had low protein, high carb, moderate fat. And the women who did the higher protein with the lower carbohydrate intake ended up seeing all these different results, whereas the women who did the higher carb did not see any of those results. And one thing it really helped with was balancing out our hormone levels. So what ended up happening was our hormones are crazy, we're insulin resistant, our progesterone is too low, our androgens are too high, and they figured out with this diet, it ended up balancing all of them. And then another thing that this diet did was it helped lower their BMI, body mass index, and also their body fat percentages, which is phenomenal because having a higher BMI and also having a higher body fat percentage is not good because it can lead to a lot of other problems like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and it really helped just by going on this special diet. And then another thing that it really helped with was not only their physical health, but also their psychological health. So I know 100% with weight problems, that's me. And one thing that happened was I was working out probably 3 hours a day, sometimes more, eating 1,000, maybe 1,200 calories a day for a few weeks, saw no results. I got super discouraged and I was like, there's nothing I can do. I also have had really bad acne problems, and it's try every product I can find at Target, at Sephora, at everywhere. Go to the dermatologist, I'm an esthetician, I can't figure anything out, like anything to help myself. But women who went on this diet ended up not only like losing weight, but they also ended up reducing their acne and also the amount of abnormal hair growth they got, which is phenomenal because all of those things can really take a toll on your self-esteem. Then there was a different study from the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism, and what they did was they had women go on a diet where they had less than 20 grams of carb for 24 weeks, and it helped with their infertility problems. 2 of the women ended up getting pregnant by the end of the study just because they lowered their carb intake. So I've been talking a lot about diet changes and how your results will be if you change your diet, but I've never really said what changes you need to make specifically. So you need to change your intake of your protein, your fats, and your carbohydrates. So your diet should be about 40% protein, 30% carbohydrates, and 30% fat. What does that really look like though? So if you're eating 40%, say you have a 2,000 calorie diet, your protein should be about 800 calories, your carbs and fat should each be 600 calories. And I know it's kind of hard to think about like, well, it's really hard to like reduce your carbs because carbs are in everything, and carbs are my favorite food group. So there's different ways you can do. Like I love having smoothies for breakfast, and one thing that I love is I'll add a scoop of protein powder. I use less fruits, more vegetables in there. I love frozen spinach. You could do that, and that will not only lower your carb intake, but also increase your protein, which is what we really need to do. You can also have protein bars as snacks. They have protein chips now by Quest, and just really making sure like an effort that you're having more protein and less carbs. So more raw fruits and vegetables instead of processed fruits and vegetables. And I know change is hard, especially with our diet, because that's the way we socialize now. Like when you have friends, you don't go, oh, hey, do you want to go to the gym today? Oh, do you want to go on a bike ride? It's more like, hey, let's go out for dinner. Let's have lunch and catch up. But change is hard, no matter what the situation is, but it is not impossible. And at the end, it'll be all worth it if it helps you have all of these results. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of my favorite people, and I look up to him. And one quote that I live by that he says is, the mind is the limit. As long as the mind can envision the fact that it can do something, you can do it as long as you really believe 100%. And I feel like the changing your diet and having that quote is amazing. Just think about that quote and you can do it. Thank you.